This is Daniel Simon at Baton Rouge Community College. And this week, of course, I'll be continuing talking about History 1113 summer course. Of course, right now, everyone should be moving on to week five. Week five of the semester in modules is going to be on ancient Greece. Ancient Greece, the lectures, which will be a four-part series lecture, it's going to be included with the ancient China lectures. Those are going to be assessed on the second exam, which will be one of the hardest assessments of the semester that you'll of course have to take. And let me go ahead and take a look at where we're at right now with week five in modules, Canvas modules. You can see right there. And starting on Monday, July 1st, there should be some announcements that will go out about ancient Greece, parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, which covers up from the early background of ancient Greece, which starts with the Greek Bronze Age, like Minoans, Mycenaeans, and it goes all the way up to the period of the Classical Age of Greece. So I know this is a large assessment, but to do, but with these lectures, however, we're a summer course, 8 weeks, so everything is compressed. So there's going to be like 4 parts lecture series you see there, which the first 2 I'll talk about that you'll have to assess and watch first will be, you can see there, Ancient Greece Lecture Part 1, which will be on the Greek Bronze Age. Greek Bronze Age, of course, like I told you, the Minoans and Mycenaeans are some of the major civilizations that lived during that period. So I'll kind of cover up like around the Trojan War. And then so you have that section. Then you also have the rise of the Greek city-states, part 2 lecture on ancient Greece, which that covers like the rise of famous city-states like Athens and Sparta and how they developed in ancient Greece. There is an optional combined version of that lecture, parts 1 and 2, you can also watch as well. So you should see like comments section and discussions as well. So any kind of comments, questions you have, throughout the semester, do let me know. Remember, you do get bonus points for participating with the discussion section. I know it's optional, but do take advantage of that for extra credit. Then you have 2 more lectures to watch, 2 for week 5, which you have the Greco-Persian Wars. That's a lecture that kind of goes into the history of like the Persian Empire that develops in the East, which was originally based around Iran. So we'll talk about that and how the Achaemenid Empire fights the Greek city-states. They try to take over Greece, but of course it fails. But so I kind of cover that period. And then also I've got another lecture, part 4, of course, on the culture of the classical age of Greece, which is really the peak of the city-states. So I kind of cover that as well. So those are the main sections that will be, like I say, on the second exam assessment. So there's also a combined version too, parts 3 and 4 as well, if you're interested in that. So yeah, there's the comments section for discussions. The different sections like part 1 and 2 and part 3 and 4 on ancient Greece are kind of divided into the different discussion sections. So like I said, ancient China and ancient Greece, those lectures will be assessed on the second exam, starting on, like I said, in week 5, Monday, July 1st. If you go down further in week 5 in Canvas modules, you'll also see there is a review section as well. I do have a review you can look at, second exam review, that goes through all the different historical topics on ancient China and ancient Greece towards that week 5 assessment. So there should be a Canvas announcement about that. I do have a PowerPoint slides that goes with that review to help guide you. It really kind of reviews the previous lectures on ancient China and ancient Greece. So do try to watch that. That's kind of important in helping you on that assessment, because Like I said, the second exam assessment is going to probably be one of the hardest assessments you'll have to take throughout the semester. It's mostly because it's got more lecture material in it. So there's the announcement on the second exam on ancient China and ancient Greece. So that'll be due later, mid-July. I've got Monday, July 15th as the current due date, but like I said, previous dates have been extended, like I had before. Yeah, there's a study guide, of course. Like I said, the second exam review, you can turn that in for extra credit. Those are due by the end of the semester, Friday, July 26. Going into next week, week 6, I'll be moving on to talk about the Hellenistic age. I'll mostly discuss the rise of Macedonia in northern Greece and Alexander the Great, considered one of the greatest conquerors in history. So he's going to conquer all of Greece. He's going to conquer the Persian Empire. So we'll talk about that. And then week 6, too, I'll also start talking about the history of the Romans. Primarily week 6, I'll go into early Roman history up to the period of Julius Caesar in the 1st century. So week 6 will be later assessed on another Canvas quiz, which will be Canvas quiz number 5. So that's kind of giving you kind of a background into what's coming up for mostly week 5, and of course also a little bit about week 6 as well. Right now, you should be wrapping up at least up to like close to where week 4 is on ancient India. I think ancient India is Canvas quiz number 4, so that's an assignment you need to wrap up before you move on to do that major one, the second exam on ancient China and ancient Greece. Because like I said, that's going to be the hardest assessment we'll have throughout the semester. Don't forget, you got the book reports. You should be working on that. If you haven't sent me information about book titles, like which one you're reading for the summer, do let me know about that. Email me. Also, don't forget you have the first, second, and third vocabulary key terms assignments. You need to be working on those as well. Those will be due pretty much the last week of the semester going into finals. I think it's Friday, July 26th. Pretty much all that's going to be due during that time period. If you're still interested in those bonus projects, the 200 bonus points projects like the Veterans Project or the Historical Documentary Project, do let me know about that. Those are due, of course, also at the end of the semester as well. So you got a comment about the course, or of course, do let me know throughout the semester. I think pretty much everybody knows my email address, hopefully. Don't forget you also have Canvas discussions as well. So that's it for today for this preview for week 5 Canvas modules. Like I said, do let me know if you have any comments, of course, questions about the course. And I'll see you, of course, later throughout the semester. So everybody have a great, of course, summer.